Hello, I am Naomi Seixas, and I'm a senior project manager with Local Projects. And today I'm going to talk about a new immersive archaeology museum that opened in downtown London this past November called the Ancient Temple of Mithras. But first a little bit about Local Projects. We are an interpretive experiential design firm located in Manhattan in New York City. Our design studio is comprised of about 60 people spanning a wide range of disciplines, including architects and designers, creative technologists, devs, content developers, strategists, and project managers, of which I am, from really all around the world, and I, in fact, am from here in Vancouver originally. Our studio has been involved with designing numerous significant interpretive projects, including the 9/11 Memorial Museum, the Cooper Hewitt National Design Museum, the Museum of the City of New York, amongst others. And although we are called Local Projects, we are really engaged in projects around the world. However, this local orientation is really a philosophy that's about investigating the local context for each project, and that is certainly the case with the project that I am here presenting today, the Temple of Mithras. So this particular story actually starts about 70 years ago during the Second World War, when London was bombed during the Blitz and about a third of the city was destroyed. As London was starting to rebuild, an archaeologist by the name of Walter Grims convinced the landowner to let him dig around as part of the reconstruction, and on his very last day, he discovered a wall, and this would become one of the most famous Roman discoveries of 20th century London. As they continued to dig, an almost complete footprint started to emerge of a particularly well-preserved wall along one of London's lost rivers called the Walbrook, which is an underground tributary to the Thames. And the river actually had marked the city limits of Old Londinium nearly 2,000 years ago. What had actually been uncovered was something called a Mithraeum, which was a Roman temple devoted to the god of Mithras that had been built about 1,800 years ago. And it immediately became a huge public sensation, drawing thousands of visitors. Basically, what Mithras was a religion that had arose during the Roman Empire around the same time that Christianity was sprouting around Europe. But after much debate, in order to make way for rebuilding, the site was excavated, and this was actually relocated a few hundred meters away. Fast forward half a century, and Bloomberg LP acquired the site and started working with Foster and Partners to design and build a new European headquarters. And as part of the project, Bloomberg agreed to deconstruct the 1960s installation and reconstruct the temple back on its original footprint, several layers below the current street level. And really during this dig, over about 1,400 archaeological objects were discovered. So Local Projects came on board about 5 years ago as the design lead for the project, with really the challenge of creating an immersive experience that would turn Roman archaeology into something engaging and surprising for general public visitors. So this journey, which just opened in November, begins at street level with thematically curated contemporary artists' interpretation of place, and provides a high-level introduction to the contextual history of the site, the cult of Mithras, and includes a large artifact case with rare relics that may have actually been used in ceremonies on the site. Visitors then quickly descend next to a wall that brings them back to the original city levels of ancient Londinium. So they're really traveling back in history. And as visitors reach the lower level, they are offered clues into the mysteries of Mithras and enter a room that allows for contextual dives into specific artifacts, surrounding them as immersive media, interactive technology that encourages deeper interpretation, along with audio from leading archaeologists who explain the mysteries of religion. And really, once they're armed with this interpretive layer, they're then ready to move into the reconstructed temple itself, which is really left as a more emotional experience of the original ruins. And this is where our production uses light, fog, and Latin chanting audio to create 3D holograms of the original site on top of the ruins, and this is the experience.
Nama Persis tutela Lune.
Nama Patri tutela Saturni.
Nama Heliodromis tutela Solis.
Nama Patri tutela Saturni.
And the immersion fades, and visitors are left with the archaeological ruins and their own imaginations for a few minutes before exiting. And as they ascend back up the stairs into present-day London, we hope that they leave with a new sense of the layered local heritage made possible through contemporary innovation. Thank you.